The final is set. It's a Darts Days derby. We've got Charlie Murphy and George Scaife battling out on the live lounge stage. Charlie Murphy beat JaackMaate in his semi-final. George Scaife beat PieFace in his. I'm joined by Jack Langston, aka the darts referee, who's been a part of every single game so far. Jack, what final we've got in store?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I think this could be a reasonably good standard of darts. I think Charlie's played really well. I don't know if you've noticed, but he has played 5 out of 5 games of different darts, I think. So, yeah, we might see another set of darts from Charlie in this final. But he's playing well, and yeah, George has definitely got the game to beat him. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Charlie's been a bit hit and miss so far across the 2 events. He's played well, then he hasn't. But that last game specifically, that semi-final, he did play really, really well, didn't he?
Yeah, he looked good. He looked really good, to be fair. His finishing was pretty solid, and he was just getting a treble every visit or every other visit, and he just kept himself in front of JaackMaate throughout the whole match and finished off nicely. And yeah, he played really well.
What are your thoughts on George Scaife? Because again, I don't think he's maybe hit the heights of the first event, but we've seen glimpses of brilliance from him. Does he have enough though in the tank to beat Charlie Murphy, who you would say is the favourite going into this?
Yeah, I think everything sort of leans towards Charlie in this final. He's had the longer break, he's had the more time away. If George can settle himself after that, I mean, he's probably walking away from that, even though he won, being a little bit disappointed that he didn't play as well as he can. But if he can forget about all of that, play some good darts, he's got a chance. And the format of this is going to be a little bit longer as well, so might get a bit of time to sort of get into the game as well.
Yeah, first of all, how do you think that will affect them? Because I think Charlie Murphy plays local darts a lot more than George Scaife, so he's probably used to kind of going through different legs and stuff like that, whereas George Scaife, I don't think he's as active in the darting scene. First of all, that's long. That's the Super Series actual format. How will that play into this final?
I think when you're playing, especially for me, when I'm playing a tournament and it's best of 3, first to 2, there's panic immediately. You know that you're only 1 or 2 darts away from the game being completely flipped on its head. But when you've got a bit of a cushion, you know if you go 2-0 down, it's not the end of the world. You can always bring it back with a breaker throw here or a good shot there. I think it's probably going to settle them a little bit more to know that it's not super quick. It's not difficult straight away. If you go behind, it doesn't matter. Whereas in the best of 3, if you go behind, you need to pull something out immediately.
We are still owed a 180 from the influencers. We've seen it in Event 1, George Scaife himself. We've seen it in Event 2, Sean Nyland. Can Charlie Murphy and George Scaife potentially give us that elusive 180?
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, the last one, we weren't expecting one. We got to the final and we got one, so there's no reason why not. And they're going to have enough time up there. They're going to be throwing enough darts at the treble 20 in a first to 4. So I think if there's a game that shows one, if there's a game that has one, it's probably going to be this one.
Okay, last question. George Scaife for Charlie Murphy?
I'm going to back Charlie. I think Charlie's been the stronger player for the day. And yeah, I'm going Charlie Murphy for the win.
Well, thank you very much, Jack. Let's see if he's correct, because Owen Binks is on stage right now to introduce the finalists.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Red Dragon Modus Super Series Influencer Darts Championship Showdown here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. It's time to meet the finalists. Would you firstly please welcome to the stage, here's a former influencer, singles champion, Charlie Murphy! And would you please welcome his opponent? He is a former winner of the Influencer Pairs event. It's George Scaife!
Dear Santa, tell me that you'll make it here in time. Yeah, this boy is on my mind. The number 1 thing on my wish list. Oh, Santa, tell me you know that.
AngryGinge this afternoon became the first player to pick up 2 Modus Super Series Influencer Events titles, that being the singles the last time he was here, and this afternoon picking up the pairs alongside Jaden Walker. He's done the double. George Scaife could do the double.
Here we
He
go,
picked
ladies
up
and
the pairs title on
gentlemen.
event number
First
1.
leg.
He's now got an
It's
opportunity to
Charlie
be the
to throw
singles
first.
champion.
Game on!
Or is Charlie Murphy going to be the first player to win back-to-back, to win 2
43.
singles titles?
And straight away, we have another set of darts. This is 6 out of 6. So we'll have to see
34.
Charlie Murphy adapt to another set again.
Well, we look forward to watching the video that we clearly think he's making right now of the I played every game with a different set of darts.
45.
And I'm surprised he did change because he really did find his range, didn't he, with those Ryan Searle darts in the last match. Real good solid performance, running over a 70
41.
average for pretty much the majority of it.
Yeah, I think you've got to be reasonably confident coming into today, bringing that many sets of darts with you
85.
to then make content round an event that you've previously won. Yeah, so I guess he must really be feeling confident about this.
Just saw our pairs champions there,
42.
still here, sat in the front row. Jaden Walker, 12-year-old sensation, who's doing the rounds right now across social media, and his partner AngryGinge, the first
75.
player to win the singles and the doubles.
$38.
There they are, front and centre. Seeing who will pick up the singles title here on the 3rd ever Influencers event.
85.
Got to be said, the 3rd of many more. Make sure you hit your subscribe buttons here on the Modus Super Series YouTube channel.
26.
Well, Charlie has certainly started off the better of the two here.
85.
Throwing some nice stuff. Again, it's just a treble every handful or every other handful. And he's just keeping himself in front.
83. Charlie require 83.
He's gone the 19s route, wants double 13. And he's done it in 2.
Game shot
That was
the
a
first
20
leg.
dart
Charlie
leg.
Murphy.
He had a 21 dart leg in the last match. He
Second leg is
started this
George
one
to
with
throw
a
first.
20
Game.
dart leg.
That's solid. That's good. That's quality. That's going to take something for George Scaife to raise to if he's going to
45.
challenge against darts of that calibre. For those of you who are dealing averages, that is 75.15.
100.
And he doesn't seem to be letting up either. I said earlier, is he going to save his most comfortable or his best darts for the final? I mean, physical
42.
darts, not throwing. And he looks very comfortable with these.
$59.
The Charlie Murphy corner enjoying the action. Enjoying their afternoon down here in Portsmouth.
58.
They've been here all weekend. He did take part in a Modus exhibition last night, did Charlie Murphy. Took on Simon Whitlock. Said he was
60.
quite nervous during the occasion, which you would be taking on such a legend of the sport, the man who's been to the World Championship final on both the BDO and
66.
PDC stages. Someone we may see here next year. Simon Whitlock, depending on what happens at
60.
Alexandra Palace. Currently in the final cut-off point for that PDC tour card.
I wonder if Charlie used a different set of darts for that as well.
Grown. No, it won't really. You can have it. Now you can have it again. I'm winding you up. It's not really the time to do that in a final, is it? Sorry about that.
The dart did come out of the hand. There was a rule back in the day that if the dart landed in front of the line, it was cast as thrown, but now the rule, I believe, is it needs to be thrown in an
100.
overhand and deliberate fashion.
Yeah, I think deliberate is the key word of the two. We've seen
45.
players
Charlie Maguire,
underarm chuck a dart,
122.
and they were definitely deliberate, so they counted. But
38.
another good leg from Charlie. He's thrown 18 darts. He's left a 2-dart finish. This, if it goes, it's back-to-back 20-dart legs.
81. Charlie require 84.
19 for ball. Now just back up to set up play. We've been teased to a couple of really big finishers. PieFace in the last game.
26.
Looking at the 1-3-4, same sort of equation here. 2 trebles for a dart at the double.
Yeah, we had Charlie earlier in the pairs, didn't he? It took a very long time to throw his last dart, but he had a go at that 164 as well. We was playing with Glenn. There's something about a big out, isn't there?
Oh, it gives a real special moment, doesn't it?
38. Georgia Require, 78.
Just sort of twisting the arm there. Charlie Murphy on the release.
Now, if this was me, I'd be going double 17 tops of these last 2 darts, but
9. Charlie Require, 20.
doesn't leave it as nice, I'm sure, as he would have liked. Charlie Murphy wants double 5 now.
15.
It doesn't go.
Georgia requires 69.
Chance here for George. He's been behind all match, really, but big 20 for tops. It's not going to go.
29.
Just losing opportunities here.
5.
Oh, double 1.
Treble for double.
3.
Oh, that's unlucky.
Georgia
That's close.
require 40.
But for a level game and a holder throw, George wants double 20, double 10.
20. Charlie, you require 2. No score. Georgia require 20.
A little bit messy at the back end of leg number 2.
No score.
For the second time today, he's
Charlie,
gone for the
you
double
require
5 and
2.
hit the treble. 1 up, 1 in approach.
No score. Georgia require 20.
The darts down the local textbook.
But we have 2 people here. Oh, he was very far over there. We have 2 people here, obviously very good friends, know each other really well. Did you ever struggle in your career
Charlie
playing against people who
require
you were really
2.
close to?
No, I found it easier. I really enjoyed it.
No score.
Especially if you were sharing a room with
I'll
them,
let you
that
know
made it
when we
even
get close.
better.
Georgia require 20.
But some people do, don't they? Struggle playing against a friend
Game
because they
shot
can't
the
get that
second
intensity.
leg. George Scaife.
Yeah, fortunately for me, all
No,
of
like
my
it's Charlie
friends are
to
better
go
at darts
first.
than me, so I always found it was a free match. I was expected to lose, and if I won, I had bragging rights over them for a little while
81.
until they eventually beat me again.
$45. $60.
That is Darts for Fun, who's played today very valiantly. Fought well, playing with nails rather than a set of darts. He played with 48-gram darts the last time he was here.
61.
But the next time he's here, he'll be playing with his own. He will be in a Group C campaign, and we'll get to really see what he can do.
60.
A county player, and if you watch his streams, you'll know he's up to the task, and I think he's going to get a lot of backing in that Group C campaign, and he could be a bit of a danger.
Yeah, I was speaking to him recently, and he said his darts are not going as well as
60.
he'd hoped, but now that he's got that call up, now that he's got something to aim for, it's kind of motivated him to put a little bit more practice in and
39.
to try and improve again. So, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. I think he could take a couple of scrapes. Should be good.
45. 81.
There's a bit of a pattern of play emerging here, and it's coming down to the scoring phase where it's all about Charlie Murphy, which kind of was
85.
the sort of vibe and expectation coming into this. And certainly amongst our viewers watching along with us on the Super Series YouTube channel,
61. Charlie
all
require 110.
Charlie Murphy expectation, which does bring with it its own pressures.
100.
An interesting leave there, because it's an area of the board he's not found too much success in and has actively avoided at times.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was a lapse of concentration or he thought he wanted something else.
24. Charlie required
But
10.
it's double 5.
Game shot.
Maybe it wasn't.
Perfect. Charlie Murphy.
Maybe he's just a big fan of double 5.
Full flag, it's George to throw first. Game on. Yeah, for anyone who's got to catch a train or anything, it's first to 4, just to let you know. Right. Game on.
Maybe thought it was job done.
$44.
Well, I definitely think this is
60.
a potential game changer, this leg. I think if Charlie can come away with this one, all of a sudden the task becomes huge for George to get back into this game.
40.
Oh, for sure. When you think about it in a sort of realistic sense and what we've seen and how it's played out so far, Charlie Murphy
100.
missed opportunities is what gave George Scaife the opportunities in the first place. It's all been about Charlie Murphy, and on the balance of play, if it was 3-0, you wouldn't think it looked out of place.
93.
No, not at all, but good score there from George. Keeps himself in this leg. He just needs to whittle his way down. Hope he gets to go
60.
and take it out. Charlie's playing really solid at the moment. Other than the few missed doubles in that second leg, he's played really well in this game.
He's playing really well recently as well. If you look at sort of how he's approached the singles event, it's certainly brought a lot more out in him.
Yeah, I mean, I've followed
81.
Charlie on all socials. I've been watching his practice sessions, everything that's been going on with that, his stats and his screenshots, and he seems to be playing pretty well at home.
25.
It's obviously a different task to do it on a stage in front of thousands of people online and hundreds of people in the venue, but he's still coping
29.
and he's still getting there.
$121.
Well, for the first time, George Scaife gets a little bit of an advantage here
57.
in the scoring stakes.
Georgia require 120. $44. Charlie require 114.
He might stay there. He didn't. There was a part of me that thought he was going to go for
58.
another treble 20
Georgia
there
requires
with the lie of the
76.
first one. But 76 for George. It's a good first. That's a good
Game
second.
shot
It is
number
2-2.
George Scaife.
Really good leg of darts there for George Scaife.
Game on.
Took that one, commanded it. And interesting there, we just see, I think Charlie Murphy may have drank all his
60.
water already. Maybe forgetting the fact that it's a first to 4. Out the school of Rob Cross darts, that is, isn't it?
17.
Rob Cross, the traditional 9 bottles of water a match.
$55. $41. $43. $59.
Charlie Murphy again kind of around that sort of 60 mark here. That second leg where we had
60.
a lot of missed doubles, sort of the only thing really that's brought him down underneath the 60, which is why he's going to find a lot of success here at the Super Series in these influencer events.
58. $43.
think George just needs to get his concentration back. That's definitely going to help. It's a solid tunnel, a 140 here. It's a good shot given the context of the match there.
This is where you start to think. If you're Charlie Murphy, this is where you start to think about the opportunities where he could have been 3-0 up, and you start to panic. Are you letting the opportunity slip away?
But that was a fantastic reply. Getting a little purple patch in this match at the moment. 3 140s in a row. Not
81.
quite.
Charlie require 100.
Yeah, business picking up as we get to the business end of the tournament, the business end of the match. Fingerprints will be applied to the trophy very soon.
80. Georgia require 100.
Yeah, I like that last start. Better off going up there than in the treble. Should be treble 18 for double 16.
$55. Charlie require 20.
Tricky.
50.
You just saw there
Georgia
how
require
tricky it was.
50.
Hit the flight on the way in. George Scaife, an opportunity here.
Yeah, I mean, all the stats point towards this being Charlie Murphy, but one got another dart.
30.
It's not going to go. That could have
Charlie
been to
required
take the lead,
5.
and it would have been a break and throw as well.
No score.
Going to get another opportunity,
Georgia
another
requires
chance to break the throw, to be a leg away from the title.
Game
And
shot
he gets
the
it.
fifth leg. George Scaife. Sixth leg is George to throw first. Game.
This was an unlikely scenario on the evidence what we're seeing up until this point, but it's not about what we've seen before, it's about what we're seeing next, it's about what's happening right now. And right now, George Scaife is motoring to the finishing line.
138.
He was the first ever player to hit an influencer 180 on that stage with the very first 3 darts. And I think the moment just got the better of him, didn't it? It just flicked at the release point.
60.
But a very good start to the match for George. You can't ask for much more than that. He has the throw. He just needs to keep them on the
40.
island.
Composure. Composure is the key. Composure is the word here that George Scaife needs to find. Leaning in to try and see the score. Being
85.
very, very aware of everything right now. As he gets closer and closer to the finishing line, the heart rate's going to go up.
That's a great first dart for the way that his darts sit.
79.
Not used it though.
Just snatching at the dart, snatching at the release.
$125.
I definitely think the nerves are kicking in, but they're both handling it really well in this leg particularly. I think sometimes a little bit of nerves can do you a favour.
44.
Oh, 100%. When you think about what the nerves do, it's going to pump adrenaline through the body, which is going to increase the senses, the touch, the eyesight, all the things that you need for
57.
darts. It's going to help you throw with purpose. If you can channel it into positive energy rather than negative, nervy energy.
24. $45. $41. Charlie require 129.
Well, to level the match up, 129. The route there probably should have been 19s on the first
59.
one, but
Georgia require 161.
George Scaife is on a finish, 161. It's a big ask, but this is for the match if it goes.
13. Charlie requires 70.
A game you feel we'd like to see a last leg decider in, and we're going to a great finish there from Charlie Murphy. Gets the breaker throw back. That's how you respond to that sort of setback.
And final
We
leg,
go
it's
to
Charlie
a
to throw
one-leg
first.
shootout for the
Game
title.
on.
How do these two players handle this?
60.
Charlie almost going back to the big 20 tactic here. Just get yourself down. Rely on 5s and 1s from your opponent.
Well, when Charlie Murphy was still at the back of the
45.
stage after having his throw broken, he saw George Scaife go in with back-to-back treble 20s. Probably thought it was going to be up. But George Scaife just losing composure,
60.
snatching at the release, pulling the darts. And as you say, Charlie Murphy looking on those big singles,
41.
just trying to 60 him down, land the jabs.
$45. $43.
That's what they're playing for. That's what one of these players will be lifting into the air in the next couple of minutes' time.
28.
Understandably, it's all just starting to get a little bit nervy here.
33.
It's going to be a case of who manages to kick on.
$100.
That might be it. That might be the deciding factor.
It opens up a big gap, doesn't it? And not only that, he's got the advantage of the throw as well. So he's got the scoreboard plus
28.
what is in his hands when he returns. This is now Charlie Murphy's to lose. Big 20s. Find those 60s.
44.
Bring down the score.
$54. Charlie require 164. $44. $32. Charlie require 120.
Well, 120. He's got a fair, at least 2 handfuls at this. Just needs to stay
60.
there. That's a good shot. Halves his score. Leaves himself on a 2-darter.
$26. Charlie
Time on his
require
side
60.
to become back-to-back singles champion.
$40.
Definitely a couple of nerves in those last 2 darts. But he'll be coming back.
It's a moment he's been in before this situation. Standing at the back of the
81.
stage,
Charlie
approaching the
require
Oki with
20.
a chance to win the title.
He did this to win the first title, if you remember.
11.
I think he's gone.
Georgia
I think
require
he's gone to
118.
bust it, maybe. The first title he won, he wanted 20. He went 6-7-7 to win it. He had a chance to replicate it again.
Yeah, I get the feeling that was for a bust. And
39.
on that
Charlie
situation there, George
require
Scaife wasn't even
9.
able to take it out going to the 18s on that switch.
Yeah, I think he just panicked a bit. But he's done well to get that big one.
Sometimes can be the hardest part.
Georgia requires
This is it.
79.
It's got to be 19s. It's got to be 19s for this shot. Big 20 and a double. He's got the first one. He's going to get a match dart here.
$59. Charlie
Threw the entire
require
body into that
8.
one. Just didn't want to let go of the dart.
No score.
He's given George a chance.
Georgia require 20.
I think George has been quite good on double 10 today.
So many opportunities for Charlie Murphy.
Can
Couldn't
he
get the
gets
job
it?
done.
Got in the match, and the Red Dragon
George
Modus
Scaife.
Super Series Influencers Champion, George Scaife.
George Scaife takes the title. Charlie Murphy, the big favourite going into it. Everyone on the chat believed it would be the case. Myself and Jack Langston, the darts referee, also thought that Charlie Murphy was going to take it, but George Scaife, the one who held it together when it mattered the most.